Hi there, it's Patty from Patty's Crafty Spot, and today I want to share with you a tutorial on how to make a mixed media album cover using the Liquid Tech modeling paste and then some other sprays, Heidi Swap and Recollections, and mixing the Liquid Tech's modeling paste with alcohol inks. So here's the cover I created today. I'm teaching some classes on how to do this, and I figured I would make a tutorial. A lot of people have been asking for it because of the pictures I've been posting on Facebook. So here's the album cover that I created this morning. I have a different one that I did for the class. I just didn't want to have a whole bunch of albums the same cover for all the classes that I don't have to teach. So this one's a little different. I will post a picture of the original one after. I don't have that with me right now. It's at the store for a sample there. So all I did was use Recollections chipboard kits. They're pretty cheap at Michael's. Comes 2 in the package, and it comes all chipboard color when you first get it, such as this. And what I did was, for my background, I'm not going to waste time doing that now because it's, it's pretty simple. All I did was just paint the background white with just regular craft paint, and then now I'm going to show you what I do to add all my colors. Make sure you shake these sprays up and stuff. A lot of this stuff will settle in the bottom, especially if they have shimmers and stuff, so make sure you shake them up. Now when I do this, I'm going to do it 2 separate stages on each color, because if you do all the colors at once, you're going to create mud because the colors are going to blend. So the first color I'm just going to use is this blue shimmer, Recollections blue shimmer. Now the further you hold the spray bottle away, the more you're going to get a spur. So if you're closer, you're going to get more solid dots. So if you just spray it away, it's going to cover more area. And you just spritz it whatever way you like it. Sorry, my camera keeps focusing like that. And then all you're going to do is use your heat gun, and you're going to dry each layer. So just bear with me 1 minute while I dry in between. Okay, I just tried to make an adjustment to the camera, so hopefully it's not going to keep trying to focus in and out all the time. So the blue's pretty much dry. Just going to kind of go through it a little quickly, just so that way you're not wasting time watching me dry this. So now just spritz it with the blue, or purple, or whatever colors you want. This just happens to be blue and green and purple. And you can make this as dark or as light as you want. It's just personal preference, whatever way you like it. You can keep layering on the colors too. If you have different colors after and you want to just make it darker or whatever, just keep piling it on. A lot of this is going to be the background, so you're not going to see a real lot of it. So you don't have to go too crazy about it. This particular piece right here happens to be the back cover of the front one I just showed you. So a lot more is going to show on this one than, because I'm not going to cover it because it'll be the back and I need to let it stay laying flat. kind of like it so far, just I lost a lot of my blue now that I've covered it over, so I'm just going to add a little blue and then I'll be done. It's a good idea too to have a craft mat behind you because the heat gun gets hot, plus overspray, it just kind of protects your work area. Okay, that's pretty dry. The light is making it look kind of light. I know from what I can see on the camera, it is actually darker. I don't know. Maybe that might help a little bit more. I have to put the light back on just because it shows better. But it actually is pretty dark. So I think the camera's just making it look lighter than it really is. So now I'm going to show you using Liquitex modeling paste and the alcohol inks. For what you do for that, I'm just going to move this out of the way. So when you add the alcohol ink, you can make it as dark or as light as you want. So it's just a whatever way you like it. Just make sure you have enough of the Liquitex out that you want to use, only because it's going to hard to match the colors again if you decide to do a different color. And I am actually using the alcohol ink Clover. That's going to be for part of my background. And make sure you mix it in really good. You can, you know, if you don't mix it in all the way good, you're going to have some swirls in it, which will look really pretty too. And I want that a little darker. And if you've never used it before, it's just kind of like using frosting. If you're frosting in cake, it's kind of the same idea. I'm going to be using stencils. I have Heidi Swap stencils I'm going to be using on it. So I like that color there. And here's one of the Heidi Swap stencils I'm going to be using. This is, you know, just to give it background texture, because that's what we're working on, is just texturizing. So you lay this down. When you lay this down, you're going to want to wash it in between if you move it around, unless you have a good area that's not, because a lot of times your stuff's going to go underneath and it's just going to make a mess in spots. So it's a good idea to wash it in between. So all you're going to do is just scoop up a bunch of this. Now I like to do it from the bottom because it just gives you more control, and plus the way these are bent, it's kind of hard to get it flat. So just scoop up from the bottom, grab a bunch, and then hold your stencil down, and you're just going to spread it. And make sure you're spreading it nice and even. And you don't have to be perfect, because again, it's just for background texture. You're going to cover your books or your projects or whatever with lots of other embellishments. So this is just to give it some background. And just peel it up. And I don't know how well you can see part of that. Now one other step that I forgot to do on my original book is I just took a word stamp, and I'm going to throw that on here real quick so I don't forget. This is just a regular stamp, just words, nothing special. Ink it up. And just randomly place it in different spots. And just going to do one more. Alright, now I'm just going to hit it all with the dryer just to dry some of it, because I want to do some more stuff over here. So let me just dry it real quick. So that should be dry. I'm going to just add some more up here. I do have more stencils because I have a few, so I don't have to worry about going to clean that other one. But I would normally clean it because I did do a big area with it. So now I'm going to throw some up here, probably about here. And grab some more. And I'm just going to spread it on. Make sure you spread it nice and even again, like I said. You don't have to cover the whole thing. And make sure you don't have a lot of clumps on the top. Just spread it out nice and smooth. Like that. Peel it off. Now if you have any that goes over the edges, like up here you can see this, you can just take your knife or even your finger and just scrape it off. And there's how that one is. Now my book's starting to warp because I keep heating it, so you just go in and just bend it back a little. And I'm just going to heat that real quick, trying to dry it a little bit more. There's that. Now I did another color on mine because I did the butterflies in a different color. And I'll show you that one. So I'm going to move this out of the way. And I'm going to get some more. Need a lot. I'm not going to do a lot of butterflies, I don't think. Well, maybe just a little more I need. And I'm using, to make pink butterflies, I'm actually using Purple Twilight. For some reason the purple is actually going to come out pink. So just mix it up. I'm sure if I used a lot, I'd get purple butterflies, but with the white modeling paste and stuff, it just makes it pink. now I'm going to put the butterflies on, and I did just realize that I am doing my back cover and I put my words upside down. So I'm going to turn it around, so I'm actually going to cover a lot of my words with the butterflies because otherwise they're upside down. So one of those mistakes you don't realize till you're doing it. So now for the butterflies, I'm also using Heidi Swapp stencils. These are the butterflies I'm going to be using. And let's see, I'm going to turn it this way. So my butterflies are going to be going the right way for the book itself. And I'm just going to lay them down like this. And I'm just going to cover it. Same way as you did the other stencil. You're just going to do the stencil. Making sure you keep it nice and even. And I think my wing might have I just might have smudged. We'll see. And I have my stencil on top of the other stuff we just did, so it's not going to lay flat for me right now. Alright, so let's see how it did. It's kind of one of those surprises. When you peel it up, you see what you did. Oh, it didn't smudge. Oh, that one did. So you can just go in and fix it up a little bit. If you scrape it up while it's wet, you should be pretty good with it. So I'm just going to go in and fix it. And I went a little over here, so get that off. So it's not too bad. I'm going to add some more butterflies down here in this corner to cover up those words that are also upside down. And I'll have another stencil. And I'm going to use the bigger part of it to cover a good part of it. So I need a bigger butterfly. I think I'll do them this way. Now if you have any parts on here that you don't want to cover, say you wanted to get like this bigger butterfly and you didn't want to get the modeling paste in the different spots, you could just mask over it with some painter's tape and stuff. A good idea is you may want to put it on both sides because whatever you have on the top part is going to be sticky through the bottom, and if you press too hard you may be peeling up your other work and stuff when the tape goes to lift off. So I'm just going to add some more here. And you want to try to make sure you spread it as even as possible, so you don't have any like high raised edges. Just keep going over with it, you'll get it there. You just gotta practice a little bit. And I'm trying to avoid these two butterflies right here. The other butterflies. And there you go. That's how I did my background. Pretty easy. Paint it white first, let it dry, dry in between everything. Then I took and I sprayed it with the sprays. I used Heidi Swapp and Reflection shimmer sprays. Then I did a background stamp, did my words. and then I mixed the Liquitex modeling paste with the alcohol inks. Experiment with different colors, see what they look like. Just keep in mind that obviously when I did the purple, it came out pink, so you have to watch out for that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment, and I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching.